out when they take the field. It's the Cowboys going up against the 49ers. So with kickoff straight ahead, we'll check in with our broadcast team. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the home of Super Bowl 50, Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. They come up in an offset eye. And they'll run it here. And nothing doing on his first run. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And this O-line, it is the lifeblood of the offense.
They established the tone. Mean, nasty, physical. They can't wait to get after people. That allows the rest of the offense to feel confident.
And ready now for 2nd and 9. Now Kaepernick throwing on 2nd down. He finds his receiver left side. This is Patton. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
That was not a completion that results in a highlight video. But at the same time, if you have those kind of completions all game long, eventually one of them might turn into a highlight.
Throwing is Kaepernick on 3rd down. And able to find Curley. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
On play action, it's Kaepernick. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick.
He missed off last year with a torn ACL and MCL, but it's so good to see Orlando Scandrick back on the field and making plays. Another interception for him.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. One man in the backfield, Elliott. After the interception, here's Romo. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Dez Bryant, certainly one of the go-to guys, if not the go-to guy for this offensive unit.
One of the most talked about players in the league, as well as one of the most productive receivers. He attacks the football downfield.
Ten yards still left on 2nd down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go.
Back to the air they go. Romo on 2nd down. Bryant with a catch right side. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Third and long here. It's Romo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeForest Buckner in there to record the second sack of his young NFL career. So the Cowboys will punt it on fourth down. As on is the veteran Chris Jones to kick it away. Back deep, Bruce Ellington. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And now the defense for Dallas.
When at his best, Orlando Scandrick is one of the top nickel cornerbacks in the NFL.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. They'll come out in the pistol. Kaepernick to throw on 2nd down. Smith catches left side. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Jalen Smith out of Notre Dame. Partner, that's got to be one of the best stories in the NFL, seeing him out on the field.
Yeah, it really is. That injury that he had during the bowl game against Ohio State, boy, that hurt his draft stock. So nice to see him out there.
I had him rated as the top player in his class in 2016 before his injury. He ends up going in the 2nd round, and now he's starting to make the plays we expected to see. One of the feature points of the end route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie Jalen Smith. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it actually serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. And a look now at the defensive starters for San Francisco.
Navarro Bowman makes anyone's short list for the best linebackers in the game.
2nd down following the run.
Get ready.
They go to Elliott again. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day. Looks like a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, maybe expecting a throw. 3rd and 2, it's Romo. Out left side here to Bryant. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And tough starting field position here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by the rookie Jalen Smith. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. One man in the backfield, Elliott. Romo. And Dez has got it. Dez Bryant for the Cowboy touchdown. Dez Bryant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. So look at this. They got the 7-0 lead in the pocket, and they're going to try an onside kick. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
So 2nd and 10 here. Again, we'll see the pistol here. To throw, Kaepernick. He'll buy some time right. And he finds a man with a crossing route. He's at the 30. And he's going to be marked down deep in Dallas territory. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football, and they've got it here with a first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Another pistol look here. And now here's a carry heading left. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
And they'll go with a ground attack here. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They go play action here on first down. Oh, Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. He usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Kaepernick throwing on second down. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Vance McDonald, his second touchdown on the season. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And he's brought down. And call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
I don't want to downplay the run, but that's exactly what I expected out of him coming out of college. When I look back at my draft analysis, one of the highest-rated players on my board, a 3-down back who can do everything. And one of the best parts of his game is what he does when he doesn't have the football, because he carries it really well, but he blocks equally as well as pass protects for his quarterback. I think he's going to be special.
One receiver left, 3 to the right. Now a first down throw. Romo. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
So much of this game is focus and concentration. And whenever I see guys running the in route, I know that in the back of their mind, they're always wondering who's lurking inside that might put a big hit on them as they try and catch the ball.
Williams, the man in motion left. Second and 10. Romo once more. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Offense readies for a 2nd and 1. To the air again, Romo. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Romo looks to throw it. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last.
Now the ball comes loose, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. Kaepernick wants to throw on 3rd and long. And able to find Curley. 8 yards there and a first down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Throwing on 1st down is Kaepernick. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And that'll make it 2nd and 10. Unable to connect on the 1st down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Kaepernick again here on 2nd and 10. Curley's got it complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. McDonald, the man in motion. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
Throwing now is Kaepernick. He's got his guy. It's Patton over the middle. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Quentin Patton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. After the touchdown, it's Dawson on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now here come the Cowboys. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one, Nick.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 2nd down, here's Romo. He's got the connection to Cole Beasley. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, You really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Third and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. From the gun on 3rd down. Romo. He's got a man. It's Williams. 18 yards there and a 1st down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 1st and 10, Romo to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in.
If you run an out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Romo. And his throw is incomplete.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. And, Charles, a couple extra defensive backs in here on 3rd and 1.
Not expecting them to run it at all.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now a 1st down throw. Romo can't find anyone open. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Good job by the O-line. Quarterback had time to go through his checks. That's one you need to take advantage of.
A perfect situation, and they're unable to take advantage of it. When you have that much time to scan the field, you have to find an open receiver.
Back to the air they go. Romo on, and he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dez Bryant as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback. Last year would have come out to the 20. This year they'll move it out to the 25-yard line. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll come out in the pistol. Romo hands to Elliott. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. Romo gives to Elliott. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Seven yards remain now on 3rd down. Play clock winding down. Just beating the play clock. In a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Aaron Lynch. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jalen Smith in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. On 2nd down, here's Kaepernick. Flushed out right. It's caught on the right side at Smith. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. The defense in an enviable position here. The offense needs 13 yards. It's 3rd down. From midfield, here's Kaepernick. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Give him credit for batting it away, but unable to come up with the interception. And sometimes that joke does come true. Guys are on defense for a reason. Maybe their hands aren't quite as skillful as the guys on offense, but a lot of credit on that play for just knocking it away.
On 2nd and 10, Romo. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches that any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
So a 2nd down incompletion now brings up 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down. Now Romo hit, and he loses the football. He had it jarred out. And a 1st and goal coming up here inside the 10-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up? And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The linebacker, Justin Durant, with a pick. And out now come the Cowboys. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be a Dallas 1st down.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more.
Get ready. 50, 50.
Here's Romo now on 2nd down. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
That was a nice completion on an out route, and those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver. They'll run it now out of the gun. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's Prescott. Going right side. He has Witten. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end. Let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now Tony Romo on first down. Trying to lay one up deep. And they went big on first
down, partner. Was that incomplete?
That was on a deep ball to Dez.
And that's a surprise. The way he attacks the football in the air, it's always surprising to me when he doesn't complete a pass like that.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Back to the air they go. Romo on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On 1st and 10, Romo. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dez Bryant, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead. They'll try to run it in with Elliott into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Back now here in Santa Clara. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Offense looks to punch it in here from the 1 on 2nd and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of 2. Now 3rd down.
And that loss of yards there is not just on him. It's on the guys blocking for it. I mean, they're supposed to create some type of space or at least get a stalemate. They end up letting them through and ended up tackling them for a loss.
From back at the 3 now. This is 3rd and goal. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now Romo on 3rd and goal. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. So a big kick coming now for Dan Bailey. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal, and that does give them the lead, but this one is still a long ways from over.
And you love to be able to look up at the scoreboard and see that you're out in front, but then you take one look across the field and see that offense is raring to come back out, and you think, I don't know, the field goals are going to be enough to get us home.
The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field, and the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Charles, on the slant, you always need good ball placement. They got it there.
Brandon, the quarterback, put it in the exact perfect spot, right to the upfield shoulder of the receiver, and he used his body to keep the defender away.
Curley's got it complete, and he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on second down. Kaepernick to throw on second down. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Kaepernick going to throw, and he will find his man on the outside. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Throwing now is Kaepernick, and caught by Curley. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll make it second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll come up now in the Wildcat package. The former Gamecock here. This is Mike Davis. And past the 30 down to about the 27. A good run as he works his way for 9 that time, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and just a few inches. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They come out here in the eye. They go again with Davis. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator is relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run. Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. On the carry, it's Davis. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Mike Davis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. After the touchdown, it's Dawson on to kick it away. Whitehead, the return. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. To go here on 3rd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Cowboys. Terrence Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
He'll look to throw, and he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground. It didn't go in the other direction.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. He's back to throw. It's caught. Patton. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw. Escaping, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Well, Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean, they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Kaepernick, got to have this one. And he comes back with one complete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game, although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
And they'll try to close it out now. And, you know, every win is sweet, and I'm sure everybody enjoys a huge victory, but sometimes only winning by 1 score, 2 scores, a field goal, that can feel pretty satisfying too.
Without a doubt, because now you know that your team responds in critical pressure-packed situations. As a coach, as an organization, that makes you feel awfully good.
So for the Cowboys, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.